Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. Today, we are celebrating the launch of the spring season of Hotfix. We've got a few runs from showrunners coming up. Normally, Make Your Own Victory would be here. Unfortunately, they had to cancel last minute, so we've got some showrunners stepping up to do some runs of their own. Show you a little bit about what the Hotfix is about. Before we get into it, just a few quick reminders for you. Games Done Quick is hiring. If you have experience in mentorship and communications, apply to be a host volunteer coordinator by March 22nd. You can learn more about the position and apply at gdq.gg/jobs. Also, GDQ is going to return to PAX East March 26th through 29th. You can visit east.paxsite.com to find out more about the show, or you can use !PAX in Twitch chat for more information. With all that said, we've got Dark Ties here. I'll be running it for you. I've got a good friend here on commentary. I'll let you introduce yourself here.
Hello, surprise, it's Froob every time. Yeah, somehow I do as well.
That is true. You are here a lot when Yakuza is around. I mean, you are a very, you're a backbone of the community, so it is nice to have you here. Appreciate you being here.
Get it, thank you.
I guess we are ready to go. Countdown from 3. So 3, 2, 1, go.
I need a second. Oh, no, you're good.
I see what's going on, but...
Yeah, I saw you saw that as well.
Yes, we're good. Everything's fine here.
That's my side. Hold on.
Yeah, sometimes tech issues happen. It's all good. But yeah, this is Dark Ties.
Indeed.
Yeah, behind the curtain. So this came out very recently. Some of you, you've seen a lot of Yakuza speedrunners here before. This is actually my first Yakuza speedrun, so it's awesome to be able to show this off. It's awesome to have you here, Froob. You've been, a pillar of the community, and you've helped me out a lot through the years getting Yakuza stuff together. So it's awesome to have you here.
Yeah, you asked me to do bloomin' Sukamino in Christmas again. I can't believe you did it twice. How dare you? I'm so glad I was on holiday.
Look, I gotta send somebody to Sukamino.
I love that I just threw tap into it.
Yeah. Sorry, Tap.
For those who don't know, as a real quick summation of what this is, just recently, a month ago, I think, a month and like 2 days, the remake of Yakuza 3 came out, which we'll talk not much about that because people are not happy about it. One of the things people are happy about is this part. This is a side story that's just included with the game. It's a 3-chapter thing. It's not super long, but thankfully it's not as short as Majima Saga. And it has a lot more depth than Majima Saga, which you'll see as we go through.
Yeah, there was a lot of routing that went into this. There's so many different variances you can do. So the community has put in a lot of work in these few short weeks to, figure out what we, at least currently, we suspect is the best route, or very close to it.
It's probably not going to be too much in terms of massive differences at this point. If you've ever seen any runs of Like a Dragon Gaiden, this game is exceptionally Gaiden blueprinted in how it works, in how we unlock stuff, and also how the game gates our progression massively in the next chapter, which we'll also talk about when we get there.
Yeah.
The church has just done an important shop. That shop is actually genuinely necessary. A little bit of alcohol, some pocket tissues, a sandwich, and a chicken karage bento. Very specific, that one.
Yeah, so with this is a little bit of prep for a little later on in the run. We don't have it right now, but like you were saying, we're going to be doing... the middle section of the game is a lot of... I call them fetch quests, so we're doing a little bit of
prep for that. Busybody work.
Yeah.
So what Church is doing is stuff that is relating to the in-game completion list. Every Yakuza has a completion list. This is going to get us points, and we'll explain the points again in a little bit when it becomes actually important. But this is a great time to do this because you have to walk over to obviously where the next part of the story is, or we can fast travel. On PC, it's a little faster fast travel because of loadless. Fun fact, this game is faster RTA on console, which is... I always do that with this bit because when we do the second and third and fourth taxi depictions, it's like different every direction and every single time.
Hey, Firelight, thank you so much. Ooh. Yeah, this taxi site frustrates the hell out of me.
We actually taxi to Pink Street the most out of any taxi in this run. Like, figured that out the other day. You'd think it would be to the office, but no.
Yeah, I think it's like, I think it might be 6 times to Pink Street.
Yeah, I think it is.
It's
yeah. We should also explain. You'll see a little bit more of the combat, especially with the next fight, because the next fight that's coming up here is going to be against that guy. That's Kanda. He's one of the main antagonists of the main Yakuza 3 in this game. He's about to be our first boss. Just getting a quick set of attack upgrades because it helps quite a bit in this first fight. And also a couple of things like backhand barrage, which can hit people stun. Not going to use that much, but rising knee is very good. It's a hold strong attack that dives forward and basically knocks down a bunch of enemies, and for smaller ads works really well.
Yeah. And sometimes it works really well, and sometimes it acts like Commando Pro from Modern Warfare, where it just like launches you across the room, and sometimes you're just like an enemy right in front of you, and it will not hit them, and it's very frustrating.
We love the Dragon Engine.
Oh.
So, I should actually explain a little bit about the combat system in K3, because it actually is important for this game.
Yeah.
So basically what happens is, every major boss, okay, Dragon Engine, okay.
Yeah,
every major boss has what is called an aura. And said aura basically means that they have a whole bunch of hyper armor. The way to get through this aura, there's a couple of different ways, but the main one is by crit hitting. Crit hitting is from attacking an enemy from behind or when they're on the ground, although, again, it's from a behind position. If an enemy is on their front when they're on the ground, it can be a bit weird if your position is a little off. But when they're on their back like that, which is what Church is setting up here by grabbing the enemy, putting them to the ground, sometimes we'll do an essence of finisher as well, and then that just sets it up nicely to just get free crit hits. Those crit hits will build up over time. Once enough crit hits have been hit to the boss, their aura will break. That part of the combo will actually take extra damage because that part of the combo will still be getting crit hits. But in general, once the aura is gone, you can do more damage, the enemy will flinch more, and just not be as much of a pain. The only issue is our aura breaking on beginner, which is the difficult we do, which, trust me, this is not easy. It's near the end, much like other Like a Dragon runs. Will almost kill you in like 3 hits. But essentially, the aura breaking on beginner difficulty happens around about the time the halfway point happens in a fight, or the QTE happens. So, unfortunately, that just resets everything. And the other important thing is they brought back the deadly attacks from Lost Judgment and Pirate Yakuza. It works in the same way. You have to dodge out the way. With this game, you can get a heat move by dodging and doing an attack and then do an actual heat move, which is nice. Heat moves in this are pretty decent. But other than that, it's just avoid the attack that glows red.
So a little bit about what we've been doing here. We're playing as Mine. Mine got betrayed by his. He ran a legitimate business. He got betrayed. So now he wants to go into the underworld. He found out that Kanda was being released from prison. I'm gonna have to save load here. He found out that Kanda was being released from prison, so he went to meet Kanda outside prison, followed him around, convinced Kanda to let him into the Yakuza, and then, or at least, oh my god, I'm gonna do 2 save loads? No, I can run past this, it's fine. Convinced Kanda to introduce him to his patriarch, and so now we're in the Yakuza. We are now a Yakuza member, and we're doing some Yakuza stuff now.
Yeah, one frustrating thing about all these fight spawns are quite aggressive in K3 in their spawning, which is a little bit of a shame.
Yeah.
We have obviously save loading to be able to deal with them on PC. There's a way to deal with them a little bit in terms of de-aggroing, but not despawning them in the main K3, but we don't have access to that as we know.
Okay. A little more.
Also, because they should also mention Church going after some of the ads first, taking care of like the gun enemies and stuff like that. But mention that there is a couple of actual actions that we haven't talked about with Mine's combat that's actually really quick, because you can see that he has a kind of kickboxing style that's really fast. You can actually jump off of the face of enemies. The one-on-one fights or boss fights, that's just not useful at all. But for like big groups of enemies, you can like kickbox off of their face and then just go after other enemies. And the other thing is this thing that Church did in the first fight and this fight just now. This is Mine's Dark Awakening, the Power of Kingdom Hearts and Shadow the Hedgehog. He basically goes full emo mode and gets a almost new moveset, but also pretty much every single of his attacks are almost a critical hit, so you do a lot of damage.
You know, the hits land.
Yes. The Dragon Engine is kind of fickle at times when you want to hit hits.
I love these games. I get really frustrated with the combat, especially in speedrunning. Like there's a heat action when you're in the Dark Awakening that I've never seen. I've got like 80 hours of Dark Ties. I've never seen it once.
So at the start of the chapter, just going to carry on the story a bit. We're going to go over to the last people that we fought are now a little angry about what happened. We're going to scope out a new building, and then they're going to start attacking us because Mine's ways of, you know, trying to raise the ranks for the Nishikiyama family that he's part of, they ain't sitting well with the rest of the Tojo clan, and there's a little bit of infighting because of this.
Yeah, it's very much, you know, the small fry are gonna suffer, but I'll get big for it kind of thing, or I guess we'll get big for it.
Yeah. One thing as well, you can juggle enemies in this game. It's a little easier in Dark Ties than it is the main K3. In the main K3, there's this weird mechanic that kind of just drops them after like 2 or 3 hits, which is very bizarre. But it's a little bit easier to do so in Dark Ties. There's a couple of launchers that you have that are easy to access in the Dark Awakening mode, but in terms of our combat strats, you'll see coming up that it's not really something we need to use.
Yeah.
So this is the important side quest part. This is the long part. So basically, to try and get in the Tojo's good books and raise the ranks, we've got to raise Kanda's reputation. So in the name of Kanda, basically Church is going to go around doing odd jobs, stuff like that. Going to go and do a whole bunch of stuff that gets points. These points will raise that rank. Every rank will increase the amount of money that Church also gets, and the money is basically used for basically full-on level ups. We're going to go to Ebisu here, the second-hand shop, and Church is going to buy a whole bunch of stuff that looks like it's not important, but it is. And yes, those are Game Gear games. And you might notice that Church went over Sonic and Tails there. That's because we get that game for free, so we don't need to.
Yeah, fortunately we get 3 right off rip, so you don't have to buy that one.
Yeah, if you look in the top right, you'll see every so often, like, collect 20 CDs popped up there. That's the kind of completion stuff we're talking about. Church's going to do another one here with Shogi. Oh, excuse me. Good old puzzle Shogi. We used to, so this is very fun. I've had the tinfoil hat theory for a while that RG has been watching our speedruns because everything after the lad GDQ run to Infinite Wealth got hardcore nerfed or removed from the game.
Yeah.
We have and Church will know about this, we have a very, very low-key, only we really know about it, Shogi glitch tech. That allows you to get the points back if you just quit out a Shogi. RGG quietly fixed that in this game. So I have my suspicions.
Just a little bit.
Yep. So again, everything that Church is doing here, these little icons are like side helpers. They also give like a little bit of money and points. This is a frustrating fight spawn that unfortunately unlike Gaiden where these first turned up, they don't despawn enemies, which is a little bizarre. This text will happen when obviously the rank gets raised. Fun fact, I found a way you can teleport with this text. The downside is you have to go and speak to Zemba before getting the text and then go outside, and you've got about 3 seconds until you get the text and get teleported back in. So we haven't found a proper use for it. I have a feeling I might be able to get a use out of it for all sub-stories, or all deeds as we're going to call it. But yeah, essentially, Church doing some odd job stuff. That cat is for this lady that Church is going to go and speak to now. Passcode gave a whole bunch of money. This guy requires the tissues that Church bought in the previous chapter. And you can just see the route, basically, of trying to get all these points. A reference for the story, you need to get to chapter? You need to get to rank 5 in this chapter, but rank 6 in the next. So what Church is going to do is do everything now.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, there because of the Colosseum, it's split up a little bit, but yeah, everything in chapter 2 basically.
Yeah, it makes it so that chapter 3 just flows a bit nicer, which is really nice.
Oh yeah.
So this is the first time you called back. This is your level up. As you'll see, Church gets a bunch of money. Kanda's now trashy. Good for you, Kanda. And this is your Church's gonna do the Game Gear stuff, and then we're gonna start with the Colosseum stuff that Church talked about. I really like that for the Game Gear stuff, the menu actually remembers what game you were on. So you like menu down every single time.
Oh, this menu would be... I might rep this out if it didn't remember where you were. I'm going to be real with you.
Yeah. For those who don't know, one of the earliest routes, we had bowling in because they reintroduced bowling into the Dragon engine in this game. And there's a lady who's standing right outside your office who's like, oh, my boyfriend's terrible at bowling. I wish somebody could bowl a strike. And if you just bowl one strike, you get like 500 points. Like, cool.
Yeah, it's absurd. Unfortunately, there's just like there is more efficient points per second that you can get, so we don't do it. It also removes the the necessity to bowl a strike on your first shot.
Yeah. The angle is similar to the older engine, but it's a bit more finicky because it's the engine. We also used to do a we used to play the UFO catcher and catch something for the kid outside, but we were only going to use it for the thing. You do the same thing I do, and I know exactly why, because you press R2 to run on the map, don't you?
Yep.
For those who don't know, quality of life wise, beginning with OG Judgment, RGG made it so that if you press R2 on the map, you start running, which is really good, except for the fact that in battles for every single game, bar the turn-based games, R2 turns on your Dark Awakening mode.
So, sometimes you just waste, 4 seconds on a bar of your Dark Awakening.
It is not fun. Thankfully, Church isn't going to massively need it until later on. Here would have been nice, but the Church will easily be able to dispatch this guy because it's just a single guy. So we should also talk about this Colosseum stuff. It's I'm wary of using this term wrongly. Roguelite dungeon. But the layout is exactly the same every time, so if you thought that Church knew where they were going, they did. So you have to... That's actually a good time to use that. It's really good.
Yeah.
Interrupting the deadly. That's actually really, really good.
Like the only time I use it.
Yeah. So basically, you have to go and hit these gongs and then find the exit door. Fun fact, this game and main K3 have this slight little RGG issue of recent games where they really want you to do the mini game. Yes. So if you're lucky, chat, you'll see Church do this again.
Yeah, you might get a little sneak peek of a second one. Definitely because we're being nice. Not for any other reason.
Also, it's fascinating because, like, a New Game Plus runs of this, not everything you do carries over to New Game Plus in terms of the points. But some things do, and they can get just enough points to be level 5, and then through the actual normal Colosseum route, they get rank 6. It's really fascinating.
Yeah, it's also very nice. It means you don't have to... If you want to ignore all of the side quest part of this, you can just do it.
This is bro time with Kanda.
Yep. Which we're gonna tell him to go do a good deed himself, and he's gonna ignore that. Yeah,
he's Kanda, unfortunately. I'm very glad because like they don't try to humanize Kanda in this Dark Ties.
Correct.
They remind you that the guy is not a nice person.
Yeah, they remind you that Kanda sucks.
Yeah. So Church is going after one of the most important items. How do we describe this? Also a cat. This cat's called Kuro. He's nice. It's that.
Yeah, it's
it's that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's that. It's going to get Church 1.5 million yen. And a lot of points.
It's
worth it.
Is like the most absurd item in the game, especially because it's right next to the start of To Catch a Serial Killer, which is like the most absurdly free fight in the game. Like for the amount of points it awards, it is just stupid easy.
No extra steps, just straight in the fight. It's really nice. So the person the judge just talked to was the owner of the cat.
I should have vending machined. It's probably fine. Maybe if they walk the other way. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, you'll be good.
So, you can... There are two ways to despawn fights. One of them is save and gloating. The other is, for some reason, if you just open a vending machine, it'll despawn fights. I don't know why. I'm not complaining.
Yeah, it's just always been like that, thankfully.
Yeah.
And then you have the judgment games that take away vending machines. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
So Church grabbed a note on the roof. That was for that guy in the corner. Again, another 1.5 million and an easy like 400 points. Genuinely really nice. And then from this point for Tochicon HQ, you can just taxi from your phone. Genuinely, again, really nice. You have a lot of options for fast travel in this game because it has all the quality of life from Infinite Wealth and stuff. So you can taxi from the actual map itself now, or you can still do your fast travel anywhere with your phone. That's one of the really nice things about modern RGG. And Church has done this to, one, progress the story, but two, it makes it nighttime for the aforementioned sub-stories that Church has to do.
Yeah. Get 4 upgrades here. Not that this fight really needs it, but we gotta get them at some point.
Yeah, it just helps a lot with the next few fights coming up.
Especially the last two.
Yeah.
Nope,
So
didn't get lucky.
Yeah. These are some dudes who they've attacked Kanda out of nowhere. It's going to become obvious after this that they are part of the Soja clan again, and they're not too happy about, you know, Mine's aggressive tactics. That's all the story you get for now. now it's back to doing your fetch quests.
Yeah.
Getting people random sandwiches and bentos.
Look, the people are hungry. We gotta get them food.
Yeah.
They're too busy working. It is.
Yeah. The guy who was getting the lobster there, who sent those guys, is Shinpei Ikari. He is the current main head of the Nishikiyama family after the events of Yakuza 2. He's the one that sent those men. Mine's kind of, you know, swaying him with the words about how Kanda is a liability and they can get Kanda removed from this without really knowing that actually Mine is in on this. You grabbed the other one?
I was about to ask you that. I'm pretty sure I grabbed it.
You did.
I think I grabbed it the first time. We'll find out. I don't think I did either. It's fine.
Oh.
Oh well.
Again,
Normally I
he's
grab
nice
it.
and fast in this game, so
Yeah. Normally I grab it for when I'm doing the bromance. I guess I didn't go into the menu, which is whatever, it's fine.
yeah. That was the reward for the thing from that toilet right there, actually. It was 2.5 million or 1.5 million. And if you saw from the upgrades in Church's tree, every like attack upgrade at this point is like 2 million. Or was it 1 million at this point? I can't remember.
No, it's 2.
It's 2, yeah. So
Yeah.
the interesting thing, one of our members, Big No, they did a bunch of like routing for the upgrade stuff. And in Pirate Yakuza, there's this weird thing where when you get to like around the similar part of the attack upgrade tree, the damage that you get actually kind of drops off a little bit, which is kind of weird, but it's much better in this game. So it's worth getting even just those like 2 little blips.
Yeah, it is actually like noticeable if you don't have those upgrades.
Very important cat. This is the second cat, if you've been paying attention.
So we grab Callie here, bring her back to her, or at least let her owner know where she is. And now everybody's favorite part of the run. You wanted more Coliseum? Well, we're going to give you more Coliseum.
I was going to say it's probably worth doing the other sub-story in this chapter because the next one will make it daytime, if I remember rightly.
I normally do... Sorry. Yeah. We should be good because I normally do the next one after this anyway.
Okay, cool.
So,
Yeah, there's those 30 CDs, so more completions off. And the books that Church bought help in this bit, but also they don't matter that much.
I have no idea what they do. They get me 200 points or something, or 100.
Yeah. That's the important thing. Also, with a lot of the main bosses that Church goes against, Church can get a free grab off at the start of a fight, which again, as we said earlier, is free crit hits. These phase keepers are already spawned in, so grabbing them immediately is a lot harder because they will usually store up like an attack or a dodge attack.
Yeah.
And again, Church knows the exact layout for this one. It's the same every single time.
For the phase keepers, I try to like space out, so I punch into the backhand, and usually that'll hit. It at least gets their dodge out of the way.
Yeah.
Then I do that.
I hate that move. I hate that move. That move is
Yeah.
fine.
That kills? Oh my god.
You have to do it. So as you all can see, whenever an enemy is doing their deadly attack, you can't actually hit them. So one of the things that Church is going to be doing in the boss fights coming up is using a heat action at pretty much the most precise time that they can, so that they can actually interrupt the invulnerability period and just start attacking them after that. It's tech we've been using since OG Judgment, because RG really likes these deadly attacks.
I'm gonna try anyway. Heat actions don't actually exist, so.
Yeah, the easiest one to do is the hold square into heat action, but sometimes. And this is the angle we were talking about earlier, where it's a little harder to get crit hits because he's on his front instead of his back. There's unfortunately nothing you can do about it, and you'll see here all those little blue stars you can see. Those are the crit hits, the little ding that you can hear.
This is my favorite fight in the entire game. Love this fight so much.
I just has Tesso's jump in the air and then just yeah.
I don't even bother fighting him anymore because he'll jump off his guys and
yeah.
Like if he does this, sure, but I hate this guy so much.
Also mentioned the little text box that pops up every 5 KOs. You can see you get a little bit of money. It's a good source of money if you're playing this casually, but the speedrun, we are obviously not using it as a main source. Like when you're going for the points, as you've seen, just 2.5 million for sticking your hand in a toilet is pretty good money.
Yeah. You do 2.5 for that, you get like 1.5, and then I think it's like 1.5 and 1.5 for the 2 cats. It's absurd.
Yes. It's kind of ridiculous how much money just by finding a cat. Like, appreciate it.
All right, so we're gonna go to the docks. Then after we come back, we find out if I'm pretty sure the side quest should be there, but we'll see. Fortunately, we'll spawn right outside the office.
Yeah, if it's not, because it'll be the 3rd chapter, you can at least change the time of day in the office.
It should still be night though, so
hopefully. I can't remember what time of day it does start at. Anyway, here is the aforementioned Shinpei Akari. You get your first look at him here. We have set him up.
If we get a heat action off rip, it's a really good fight, and if we don't, then it's an okay fight. Okay, all right. That kind of sucks, but it's fine. Because we got the heat.
Your crit hits. Yeah.
I don't think it did either, but the important part is we have some of our Dark Awakening after this. If you miss the heat action, then you just don't, and then the fight is very bad.
Yeah, I don't know if we mentioned fully in terms of the Dark Awakening mechanics. Church actually used a double here, hence where you can see the word double. You can basically charge it up to all three. All three requires a upgrade for the third one, but essentially it makes it last longer. And I might be wrong on this. I think it does a little bit more damage.
I think so.
Might be wrong on that. Like, it's not as good as getting, like, you know, attack level ups, but I think it helps a little bit. So if, like, the major fights that Church will be doing, which is this one, and you'll never guess who the next boss is. A double.
You will never guess.
Listen, side content, we don't have that much budget to be able to make 2 villains.
Look, you already fought Konda. What more do you want?
I'm actually kind of glad they made you fight Kanda at the start.
Yeah. We didn't really talk about it because it's in like a very long auto scroller. It's fine. So at the end of, and we also skipped it. So at the end of the fight with Konda rips a vending machine out of the ground and throws it at Mina, and Mina dodges it. And then later during the unskippable 52-second auto scroller, Konda's like, "Hey, you should, you know, tell me a good story." And Mina's like, "Well, I knew this one guy who ripped a vending machine out of the ground and threw it at me." And Konda goes, "You hang out with people like that? What an ape!" Yep, you're right, Konda. You are correct.
The guy may be closer than you might expect. No.
So it's our third side quest. We didn't talk about this. I tried to have Operation Dragon Ball or Operation Balls in for so long. I really wanted that in. I wanted the money, but it's too long.
It's too long. It just takes you way too far out of the way for a couple of them, which is a shame.
This is actually like the most nerve-wracking part of the run, because if you select the wrong option, you get an extra fight.
Yeah. So the whole shtick about this one is that supposedly there is somebody who's making trouble at this club, and yes, he looks like Kanda. It's intentional.
Yeah. The joke the entire time is like, you're convinced it's Konda and you're convinced you're gonna have to beat him up again.
I think he does actually have Kanda's moveset as well, which is the best part.
Yeah. Pretty sure he does. Not that you can notice, because he goes down very quickly.
Yeah. As Joe says, the nice thing is, puts him back in the office, rank number 6. Zemby, you don't need to send that text. We are right in front of you, bud.
Come on, man. Look up from your computer. We're gonna get our last upgrades of the run here. And we're going to go with our second bromance. Go hang out with Kanda. And definitely not ditch him the instant he's not looking at us.
Yup. There is a third one, but thankfully we don't have to get to that because that's rank 10. Now that Church is rank 6, we can just end the story at this point once we've done this bro time.
I was shocked that they ended it at 10 and not 15. Actually, go to Todo here. Because it goes up to rank 15, but the final bro talk is at 10. Which I thought was weird, but whatever.
Yeah, it's just an excuse for you to get more money for upgrades, which I don't mind that much.
Yeah.
Like I think they want you to like kind of grind the Hell's Gate stuff, but you just, thanks to those extra ranks, you just don't need to. Really nice.
All right, so we are at the end of the game. We're going into the finale, the final stretch. I guess technically we're in the finale already, but...
Yep, one big old set piece where there's a bunch of dudes to take care of.
Oh, yep, no, of course, do that move. Thanks. I might need to buy a new controller, because I'm definitely, like, letting go of the button, but it's not not registering in time. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Fortunately, these guys go down very quickly. Honda, hit him once. Good. So this is the most realistic cutscene in the entire game. I know everybody loves Yakuza for its realism. Konda's going to grab this. I don't know how much this weighs. What is this? 10 tons, 50 tons? I don't know. He just grabs this steel beam. It gives us a nice little ramp here.
Very nice of everyone on the bottom floor there too. Just
yeah, let it happen. I mean, I guess they're just so shocked. Like, what the hell? How is this possible?
That'll, Mine's keeping them at bay. Maybe.
Maybe. You would hope. Similar to other set pieces, you gotta run upstairs, break some barriers. Fortunately, this is a much smaller... Okay, stop blocking. This is a much smaller set piece, so you only have to do that once. And then, we are not... Kiryu, if that wasn't clear. We obviously don't have a problem with killing, because, this man...
Yeah, this guy.
This guy is not alive. You cannot tell me he is. He gets launched 2 stories in the air and then kneed in the back of the head. That guy, there is no.
That guy's exceedingly unfortunate.
Yeah. Kind of hoping that Konda does something useful over there. He has a little bit, okay? Run straight towards me.
Yeah, cool.
You've got 30 guys over there, but no, run at the guy I'm punching. Thank you, Con.
Somebody knocked him to the ground as well. I think he's trying to help Dev at this point, which... yeah. It's on brand for Cat.
Yeah, it is.
I do love that he just disappeared out of existence as well. Like, empty. And with that, this is the final boss. This surprised this guy again. I'm shocked. This time he has a gun, but not for long.
I can't believe it's the only other character we've seen more than twice in the entire... I guess you haven't seen them because we've been skipping cutscenes, but it's like... 4 people you see. It's Honda, Mine, Zemba, and Nakari.
Yep.
No heat action, that's unfortunate. Is what it is. This fight is much harder. He blocks a lot more, and sometimes he will... So he has a move that is deceptive with it's that bat swing there. Sometimes the backswing will look like it's not going to hit you, and then you get tagged, and you're like, okay, well, there's half my health bar.
So yeah, that bit right there was the perfect example of the aura breaking mid combo, and the last 2 hits still being crit hits and just doing way more damage, which is really nice.
And I think we mentioned it earlier, but I did have the option for a heat move. I did not take it because he's health gated here. I would have wasted like probably 70% of the damage had I heat action there.
As a heads up, time will be when the boss goes down.
Yeah.
There is no QT or anything or movie like that. There is him being a pain in the backside, though.
Oh, yeah.
That's still there. Be able to get one more aura break out in the next combo.
Should be. Okay, never mind. Should be pretty well done here. Unless, he does that thing where he phases through me.
Gets off another one of his mortal reversals. There it is.
There we go.
GG.
GG. Yeah, so I really like this run. It's nice, it's short. It gives you, the Yakuza action without being several hours. And it's not as short as Majima Saga.
Yeah, has a lot more depth than Majima, which is nice.
Yeah, there's a lot more to do, which, again, with the routing, it makes it a lot cooler because there's so many different moving parts in order to figure out what you want to do properly. Thank you for the GGs all. I know I saw a lot of people from the Yakuza community here. Shout out to all of you for being here. Absolutely fantastic community of people, of speedrunners. They're so welcoming. They are so ready to help you out with anything. So if you are interested in this, if you're interested in any of the other Yakuza speedruns, you should definitely join the community, check it out. Yeah, they're a bunch of amazing people. So I appreciate y'all being here. Fruit, you got anything you want to say?
That's pretty much it. You'll ever want to learn a Yakuza run, come join the community. We just like helping people.
Yeah, everybody is so ready to help. So yeah, and yeah, I appreciate you being here. I know it was short notice. Thank you so much. Like
Church messaged me an hour ago. It was like, "Hey, oh, you up?" Yeah, I am. Hey, what's up?
Hey, bud, we're doing a Dark Tides run last minute. You in? Like, I'm in.
The funny thing is, I got a message from Richard first about, "Hey, I know you're doing comms tonight as well as tomorrow," and I'm like, "What do you mean by that?" And then I got a DM from you at the same time saying, "Hey, Ofru."
Appreciate it.
Just perfect timing.
Somebody beat me to it, I guess. But yeah, thank you so much. We've got more coming up. We've got 2 more runs from you from showrunners. We've got Don't Stop Girlypop and SMB2? One of the Super Monkey Balls. Just a quick reminder before we take a break here. Again, thank you, Froob. GDQ is hosting a Transgender Day of Visibility celebration from March 21st through 22nd. Use !TDOV in Twitch chat to learn more. Again, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching Dark Ties. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with Don't Stop Girlypop. See you in just a few minutes, everyone.
Hello. Welcome to Pink. Chat, post pink emotes. It's Pink Day. Pink Day here on Hotfix. Hello, my name is Dangerous. I normally host Crosshair here on Hotfix, but today I am here to do a run of Don't Stop Girlypop. You might be thinking, oh, well, that's clearly going to be like, you know, Barbie Princess Playtime Simulator. Nope, it's an arena shooter. it's a pink arena shooter. Yeah, you'll see when we get there. Joining me on comms, we have the host of Perilous Paths here on GDQ Hotfix, Cutie. Cutie, hello.
Hello. Thank you for that introduction. As Dane said, my name is Cutie. I host another show focused on challenging and adventurous speedruns. I'm here for commentary. I have never seen this game before. I know nothing about this game other than it is pink, and I apparently have the same keyboard that they showcase in the trailer, which is the Logitech pink keyboard, so I'm very proud of that. But otherwise, I'm just here for the vibes.
Yep. Yeah, in case you didn't know, pink. Yeah, let's get started. We're going to be doing a run of any percent glitchless today. I'm going to eventually learn the, proper any percent without a bounds, but this is a pretty new game. It only came out about a month and a half ago, so we're still kind of learning the run and learning the route and doing all that stuff. So we're going to be running 80% glitchless. We're going to be running on easy mode, which is girl wearing a skirt as a top, is the name of the difficulty that we're gonna run on. So yeah, we're gonna get this going. Time is gonna start as soon as I hit check on the check button here on confirming the audio volume. Let's get this going in 3, 2, 1, go.
Have fun.
Game, go. There we go. Okay, now we so Don't Stop Girlypop is an arena shooter. Now, it's actually, if you've seen arena shooters before, think Quake and you're pretty much in the right area. This is going to be a lot of fast movement. Now, very early, you'll notice we're not moving all that fast. That's going to change in just a second. So they're going to be doling out our movement tech in little bits. We've now got a grapple hook, and here's where the speed starts to come in. We're going to start moving through things. Now, this first level, this is EOM1. This is just a tutorial level to kind of get your feet wet with the mechanics, teach you how combat works, teach you how movement works, teach you how the score multiplier works. You get the point. This is going to be one of the main enemies we fight. That is the Wasp. Nice and easy. We just shoot it. Easy. And then we're going to get to our first kind of group fight here, which already over. Nice and easy. Again, this is just a tutorial level. Now, one of the best things about this game is actually going to be coming up right after the next arena. I'm not going to spoil it for you yet. So we're just trying to grapple hook our way into these arenas to clear them out as quick as possible. Kind of optimization tech we're going for here. Oh, okay, I did get him. I thought I missed the first guy. Oh, I turned around for a second. Cool. So once we go through here, we've now unlocked the dress-up system. So what we can do is we can hit F1 and we can dress up our arms, which is slow. We're going to go fast, so we're going to skip that today. But maybe we'll do that in a future entry, chat. Maybe next time we show this off on Hotfix, we'll do that. But we're trying to go fast today. So this is the final boss. Don't worry, we're not going to beat him yet. We've still got a few more levels to go before we get to that. But before every boss, we're going to drop some speakers to vibe it out, because the music in this game is a banger, honestly. So this is Octus. He is going to be our main villain for the whole game.
To a company asset, your punishment will be death.
Honestly, death feels a little bit harsh as a punishment for damaging a company asset, but whatever. So, story of the game, there's not a lot of story to this. It's an arena shooter, let's be real here, but the story is Octus works for a mega corporation that is harvesting love from the planet that we're on, love being a raw resource that is, harvested from mines, and the greedy corporation is trying to take over and exploit the planet. Certainly that has no relevance in modern day world. Anyways, now we're gonna get into the actual game proper. E1M1. So this is the wand. This is a weapon we're not going to use a lot, but we do have to use it at this beginning part of this level because it's the only weapon we have right now. And it's basically your gravity gun from Half-Life 2. It's you grab items and throw items at things. It's the thing that we saw a lot of in 2005 to 2009 in a lot of games. So now we have bubbles and we've unlocked the ability to dash. So we are now slowly kind of rebuilding our movement tech. There's a story reason why we lost our movement tech before. Don't worry about it. If you play the game yourself, you'll learn all about all that stuff. Now there's going to be a lot of points in this game where I'm going to have to lock in, so I'm going to be letting Cutie take over for that. Now that is, we just got the shotgun, and what you're going to see throughout the entire rest of the run is using the alt fire on the shotgun and then shooting the alt fire, and it will spray bullets all around the arena. And that is going to be something that we do in every fight from here on out. You're going to see that pretty much exclusively from here on out. What's going to be even funnier is when we get into some of the later levels, when we get other weapons, it works with other weapons as well. It's going to be very interesting to see for some of the boss fights. All right, so we have almost got our full kit back of movement tech. We are missing the ability to crouch or slam into the ground. Once we get that is going to fully unlock our kit because we'll be able to wave hop. And wave hopping, normally is kind of thought of as like movement tech that is not intended. In this game, not only is it intended, there's actually a tutorial for it in the game. So you're going to see it right here. So this is wave hopping. You're going to see the actual tutorial for it after this arena. I'll lock in a little bit here for this. There we go. It's always the enemy at the top of the arena that is holding out. Just kidding. We have one more arena and then we get the tutorial.
Railway service door. We might have to outrun a train. Remember how to wave hop, right?
There we go.
As we get ready for some of those locked-in periods, I will need stuff to talk about, and unfortunately, I don't know the game. So we're gonna host an Ask Me Anything session. Not with me, it can be with me if you want, but for Dane, if you have any questions about anything, whether a hot dog is a pizza, I don't know, throw it in chat, I will moderate, and we will see what we can do.
So the thing I was saying about before when I was practicing in the green room, one of the most frustrating things about that tutorial is you have to do that part slowly. We do that much faster throughout the run. And the fact that we have to do it slowly really makes things challenging.
Yeah, we were saying a little bit earlier, anytime a game has hesitation tech in it, it breaks every instinct in your entire body.
It really does.
Just wait for the button.
It really does.
I did not ask if a hot dog is a pizza, but I will entertain that question.
It's like since we've been gone, Tiger Snick has upped their drilling capacity significantly. They're still using the love as fuel for their Ormic robot.
Also, shout outs to flip phones.
Your suit also still.
Yeah, we got flip phones. By the way, that is the developer in the phone that's talking to us right now. She did all the cutscenes for this. So now we've got the ability to use our sword to Sekiro style execute enemies. We're going to be using that to speed up a little bit, but mostly to do an animation cancel on reloading. So what we can do, also we can have parrying, but we're literally never going to use that until the final boss fight, and only because it's required in the final boss fight. So yeah, what we're going to be... God, I really have to lock in for like some of these. So this animation cancel is I shoot and then I hit reload, and while I'm reloading, I hit melee. I'll fully reload the weapon. Whoa! Without having to go through the entire animation, which actually saves a significant amount of time once you tally it all up. Trade-off is you do sometimes warp over to an enemy like that, which isn't always what I want, but it's faster than...
I'm hearing that this game is a Souls-like, is what I'm hearing. There's Sekiro, there's parrying. I'm kind of vibing with that. That's kind of my thing, one of my things. So I like to know that we're in a Souls-like.
With how much Dark Souls 3 I've been playing lately, I have to maybe correct Souls-like a little bit on that one. Been playing a lot of Dark Souls 3 randomizer lately, so.
Okay, chat. Rapid fire here. A hot dog is not a taco. Cereal is a soup. Pizza is toast. Yes. And also, coffee is a soup. No one asked that, but that is true as well.
Oh, Jesus. Soup. It's bean soup, of course.
Yeah, it's suspended, food matter within a liquid. James Hoffman, who's a great coffee influencer, has a whole video on this. Coffee is a soup.
Oh, of course I missed.
So are you shooting a disco ball, or is that a soccer ball?
It's... I guess you could think of it as a disco ball, kind of. Whatever you shoot into it after it's airborne gets refracted throughout the arena. So we shoot the shotgun primary fire into it. Oh yeah, we have ball running now. You shoot the primary fire into it, and it will fire the shotgun bullets throughout the entire area, which does a lot of AoE damage, which is very necessary. I lost all my speed for some reason there.
We're almost out, Ember. My scabbers.
I think I accidentally, I know you can't see chat, I think I've accidentally turned chat into an entire food discussion forum.
Chat, name your favorite pink food.
Oh, pink food.
This is our first key. There we go. So we're going to be using keys to open doors, because that's what keys do, right? Exactly. And this is our first actual boss fight, because the first one didn't technically count. It was scripted. You were scripted to lose in that one. So this is the Bull Ant. This guy is a pain in the butt to fight because he can charge you very quickly. All right, gonna grab the key first. Oop, there we go.
Strawberry milk is definitely a winner. Pepto-Bismol, I question your life choices. Dragon fruit's also up there.
Pepto-Bismol is your favorite pink food is quite a take. I'm gonna grab the other key. Now you can only technically hold one key at a time, but because we have the wand, we can actually carry something on the wand, and we're gonna do that a couple times where we carry one key on our inventory and then the other key in the wand, and that way we don't have to like go running between areas like constantly. So gonna break that, grab the key, and we have the key just suspended on the wand. Uh-oh, I dropped it. There we go. I'm going to throw it in there, plug that one in, and got that, and that's the level. Okay, and now we go into this. This is like a stressful game, as you can tell. We are now in episode 2, so this is where the levels start to open up a little bit. We start to get a little bit more expansive, a little bit more expanded level design. And then you'll see sometimes, okay. You'll sometimes see those intro cutscenes for some enemies. The Knit is not one that you see extremely frequently, but for whatever reason, they gave it its own cutscene. Did a refractor shot there while this cutscene's playing, just to do a little damage, a little extra damage. Okay, got these guys, and then these guys do that little kind of beeping attack that you just saw. Excuse you. And you just have to dash to get out of the way of it. Mechanic we've seen in the past. Cool. Now that everybody's dead, we can start warping our way out of here. We're going to just grapple hook through everything to do that as quickly as we can. Now, I did say that this is a glitchless run. It is, however, not a skipless run, because you're supposed to normally, like, you know, do a whole platforming thing, but you can actually grapple from down there, and that skips this, like, almost the entirety of that platforming section. Nice little skip there. Going to do a little wall run here, and then this is the last arena of this level. We just have to do a refractor shot here. Gonna get a lot of enemies spawning up here on this side, so I'm gonna kind of hover on this side to keep them at bay. Where are things? Okay, these guys start to spawn in at the beginning of some waves. Oh, I missed. I think we got, oh, there's one. Then we get the next wave spawning in. There you are. There's 2 of them in this wave. I think the other one carried over from the last wave. Interesting. All right, that is all the big guys. So now we're just kind of cleaning up the trash, and we're, there you are. Excuse you. Guy's running away from me. And that's the level. All right.
So the game is mocking you for going slow. Did I miss that?
Yeah. All right, this is a very annoying arena because it's layered, as you can see. There's a platform up here, and some enemies spawn up here while others are down here, and it's a pain in the butt to keep track of them all. We also have the issue of some enemies sometimes spawn over here. Luckily, it doesn't look like they have moseyed their way over there yet. Sometimes enemy spawns are a little bit random. There's one up there. Yeah, and sometimes their AI will just completely break and they'll just be T-posing. And it's like, cool, yeah. Not like we're in a speedrun or anything. It happens at least once per run. You'll see it happen.
A good question, considering they blend in the background stuff. Does this game have any sort of accessibility options in terms of like color coding or anything like that?
There is. They have a full color blindness set of settings, which is a very big win. Very good on the developer for adding that. Where? Oh, of course they're over here. Of course they hid out over there. They always do. Yeah, there is a full color blindness mode, which is very nice. This is a bit of an auto scroller because we're kind of at the mercy of these guys spawning in. They'll keep spawning in timed intervals, so we just kind of have to sit and wait for them to spawn in. So it's effectively an auto scroller until the last wave. We're just kind of waiting for them to finish spawning.
Do we care about
second to last wave?
The multiplier or the scores or anything?
Nope. We're going for speed. This is the last wave right here. And then we're going to pull out our flip phone one more time.
And got it. Destroy the central navigation computer. Now. Nice work, Ember.
And we are now in the last area of this level. That is not... Okay, that's fine. A little more warping than I was trying to do. So once we take out the wave that is up here, they start to spawn down here. And this is where the refractor ball comes really in handy because you can just deal a bunch of damage in a sphere around the entire arena, and that's really necessary depending on kind of where you are. So this, I can never grab this thing very easily. This is our friend Tommy. He is a Tamagotchi. Some of you in chat probably don't know what this is. Cutie and I are old enough to both know exactly what this is. So this is a roguelite level. So we have to charge up Tommy by killing enemies and then walking into the kind of cloud of love dust that gets generated around them. So you'll see all that particulate matter that spawns around them. We have to walk into that in order to charge him up, basically. The wand generates more of this particulate matter than other weapons, so we're going to be using the wand for this level, at least until Tommy's like, I'm fully charged up, and then we can switch to a different weapon that is a little bit faster because the wand is slow.
Did you say this is a roguelike?
This level is a roguelite.
Okay.
Because
now we need
the rooms are randomized. Yeah.
Go to Metrovania and we're all set.
Yeah, but literally the rooms are randomized, so you'll get different rooms every run. So this is actually one of the better rooms to get. The first one we got was the worst one to get, but this one is the better one. We unfortunately did not do this in 2 rooms. That's ideal. Okay, so Tommy's full. So now we can just kill everything and head to the exits. There you are. This is actually the worst room to be in. Luckily, it's like Tommy's already done being charged up, so it's not as big of an issue. But this room's got this big rock in the middle, so it's really, really bad for finding where enemies are. Hello, there you are.
Somebody in chat says they have 7 Tamagotchis with them right now.
So there's also Tommy RNG. So whatever scream Tommy does at the end, they have different timings. So we'll see. That's actually one of the faster ones. That's probably the second fastest one, I think.
Tommy.
So yeah,
unhinged.
There's actually like timing issues with Tommy and his screaming. And Tommy is actually voiced by one of the developers named Shaky Heart, who was actually joined us for the joined us for the special that we did at the end of January, featuring this game. Very, very cool dude. Big fan of Shaky Heart. Doing a little bit of platforming here to get down this area to get to the one of 2 arenas in this level. We're actually like already at the end of the level. We just have to complete the arena here. These levels are not long. It's an arena shooter. Arena shooter levels are never very long for good reason. They'd be a little bit overwhelming if they were. Where? Of course, you're all hiding over here. Yeah, so there's indicators on the screen for where enemies are, but they sometimes blend into the background, so it's a little hard to see them sometimes. So sometimes we're looking around like, where the heck is the enemy? And it's because you'll see the indicators are kind of, around the edge of the screen along with all the other particulate matter that's floating around, so it's a little hard to see what's happening sometimes. We are up here. Cool. We get in here. We're now introduced to the sheriff because now we have to get county politics involved, I guess. The sheriff is annoyingly protected by an enemy that is guarding a shield. We have to kill the enemy to take out the shield, and then we'll be able to actually damage the sheriff. This one here. Trying to do this before the next cycle. Nice.
Back to the main street, Emperor. We've got fairies to break out.
Cool. Now the key fob location is randomized every time. There's right by the door. That's good RNG. Skip this cutscene. We made a friend. It's the fairies. They're the ones that were locked up. We just freed them. Story stuff. And there's also RNG related to the fairies at the end. Sometimes you can move right away. Sometimes you have to wait like upwards of what feels like 10 seconds before you can start moving again. For what reason, I have no idea. think we've ever figured out why. But yeah, there's RNG related just to that cutscene playing out. This is another one of those auto-scrollers where we are at the mercy of spawn times. So, Cutie, if we have any announcements or if anybody has some really hot takes that you want to read from chat, go for it.
Actually, chat's been a little quiet other than talking about Tamagotchis. Chat, if you have any other favorite pink things, definitely let us know. We will be forever taking those during this run. In terms of announcements, I do encourage everyone, this being a Monday show, do check out the full schedule for the week. I'll throw the link down in chat for you all. Make sure you go over to gdq.gg/hotfix or gamesdonequick.com/hotfix and check out the full schedule for the week. We have a lot of amazing stuff coming up throughout, and including some incredible events as well. So make sure you're always taking a look at that, because we update it quite often, and plan your schedule accordingly.
Fight's about 2/3 over. So yeah, the percentage at the bottom where it says 77% uploaded, that's that percentage goes up as you kill enemies, not based on time, but enemies are, the spawn timings are timed, so it is still a bit of an auto scroller in that sense, because we do kill things pretty fast. So we got 2 keys to grab. Gonna take that guy out, and then we're gonna do the wand trick again in here. Kill everything first. Where's the big guy? There you are. Open the door, grab the key, throw it, pedestal. There we go.
Chad is referencing Velocity as their favorite pink thing, which I agree with.
Ooh,
Haven't
good choice.
checked out the plushie of Velocity. I highly recommend it. It has magnetic hands. I guess it is sponsored. I don't know, because it's ours. But I will say I have a copy of the plushie, and it's amazing. So if you're interested in, I guess it's, 10 inches tall or whatever, pink Velocity. If you're feeling the pink, definitely check it out.
There we go. Yeah, the bull ant is now back as a regular enemy, which we always love when bosses come back as regular enemies. Where are you? There you are. And then got 2 hiding back here.
Awesome.
There we go. We got one more arena. Whoops. Yeah, this hallway has incredible collision, by the way. You get stuck on nothing a lot of times, which is very fun. It's like, you'll notice I was like slowed down a lot in there, even though there was nothing in front of me. Yeah, it's because there's collision, invisible collision in front of me. There's one. For some reason, I couldn't see that guy's heart.
At the end of the trail, like I said, there is.
He doesn't wear it on his sleeve.
He doesn't wear it on his sleeve. Nope, sadly.
Don't know.
All right, now we get to the boss fight of episode 2. This is the Empowered Wasp. This fight is very...
I think the wasp.
This fight has a very specific strategy. So what we're going to do, we're going to do the alt fire trick, and then just shoot it. I will say some runs, it feels like that fight goes extremely fast. Some runs, it feels like it takes forever for that thing's health to go down. And there's just no telling.
Oh, Octus wasn't wrong.
Jump into the pits. Next level. So now we're going to episode 3. This level is called Don't Stop, Tony Hawk.
Okay, we're doing some Ratchet and Clank grinding, it looks like.
That's not actually what the level's called, by the way, but I call it that because I think it's really funny to call it that. So. All right, little skip here. We're going to jump off, do 2 dashes. Oh, got it. Oh, that was very close.
Save.
That's kind of a tight skip, so I got very, very lucky that I pulled that off.
What is wrong with this thing?
We got another Empowered Wasp. They're now a regular enemy because bosses become regular enemies throughout the whole game, by the way.
Do you have any like upgrades that make them more manageable later on? Because normally when you see bosses become normal enemies, it's because they've upgraded your damage or abilities or whatever, and so now it's
Yeah, they're scaled down once they're regular enemies. They're not quite as spongy, but there's no upgrade system in place. They just have the bedazzling system for your arms and your weapons.
Really?
Yeah,
What more do you need than that?
Right. Yeah, this is we're now into Cordyceps, so if you're a Last of Us fan, this enemy will look familiar if you can even see it. It's honestly, things move kind of quick in this run, so if you miss it, not surprising. But yeah, we did a puzzle back there. You're gonna see this puzzle come back a few times. It's where we have to just match up a code of symbols to the code above the door, and then the door opens for us.
It seems like we're covering the level in pink as we play through it. Is there like a Splatoon element or anything here?
It's not a Splatoon element. That's just the enemy's internal heart pumping liquid.
Okay.
All right, well, we
Blood.
Very specifically not blood.
It's
Or
pink blood.
Pepto-Bismol.
It's Pepto-Bismol. We're covering the level in Pepto-Bismol. All right, so we have that same puzzle here.
this used to be some kind of blessing system to send me presents.
Nice, good RNG. Just had to shoot each one once. So now we have the Sniper Wasp. These things will do a ton of damage if you don't kill them immediately. Luckily, they die pretty quick if you throw the refractor at them. You are alive, and you are alive. There we go. Oh, that's the wrong way. There we go. I got turned around
Jail cell.
in there.
This used to be where the
Okay, so what we're gonna do is throw a refractor ball out into that arena behind us over here, and then we're gonna come back over here and kill these guys manually. Because there's a lot more enemies over there, and the refractor ball will do a lot more damage for us if we send it out here. Cleaned up all the waves over there so we can just finish cleaning house over here. And we have a little tiny skip. It's not much of a skip, but, you know, little skips are better than nothing. Gonna get up here. We're gonna skip the next bit of the platforming by just coming right up here. Oh no, I got stuck. Ah! Let's try that one more time. You're supposed to go kind of throughout all of the rooms, but if you know to hold the space bar, you can get through some of the rooms a little bit faster. We got a fight here, but instead of doing that, we're just going to do the puzzle while we're getting shot at. There we go. And that is that level. It's so hard to talk during this run because it's so like high octane. There's so much happening, and trying to do commentary on it is quite challenging. Luckily, a lot of the gameplay does kind of speak for itself. You know, once you understand wave hopping and you understand the refractor ball and the shotgun. So the waves start spawning over here, so we're going to kind of just like dump all our firepower on this side, and then they slowly start to spawn more and more over here to the left. Is that one? That's that fight. That refractor ball tech really shortens some of these fights, because some of these fights take a lot longer if you don't do that. This is a really big arena, so it's a little harder to cover everything, you know, easily. So we're gonna have to just kind of run around a lot and hope we can do enough damage that way. Trying to get the enemies on the ceiling because they seem to be a little bit more avoidant of the refractor shots. So you'll see me aiming up a lot to get them.
How
I'm going the wrong
hard
way.
is it to hit the refractor consistently? Because you're having to shoot that out and then aim at it and shoot it again.
Yeah, when you're using the shotgun, it's actually very easy. Once we start using other weapons for it, it gets to be a little trickier because you got to switch weapons, and oh god, the platforming here is really hard. There we go. It gets a little harder to hit your shots when once you're using other weapons for it all. This is the hardest platform to get up to. There we go. All right, now they've got these 2 empty rooms here that we're gonna just go through. I don't know why they're here. It's just just makes for longer hallways. And then this room will actually come back at the end of the game in the final mission, or final episode. Come on, there you go. And then I'm going to, oh no, the shield is blocking the grapple. There we go. Guess there's nothing in there. That works. Ooh, and more platforming. There's a lot of platforming in this episode, and a lot of it's very tricky. Oh, case in point. Because we're trying to wave hop through here to kind of speed things up, and if you slam down when there's nothing underneath you, you warp back to the beginning, which is very slow. Come on.
But at least it's deathless.
True. Well, probably won't be a deathless run because there's some fights later that are actually really hard.
I believe. I have faith.
I'm gonna hope. It's sometimes hard to keep track of when the refractor's expired, so sometimes I'll be like focused on one enemy and the refractor's expired, and then I have to like figure out, okay, when's a good time to fire the next one, and it's a lot of a balancing act, you know.
How many weapon options are there in the game?
There's a few weapons, but most of them are not very good, or at least they're not practical for speedrunning purposes. I found myself using all of them at one point or another when I played this, casually for the first time. But in the speedrun, the refractor tech kind of is king, and or I guess we're playing Don't Stop Girlypop. Refractor tech is queen, yes. Set the refractor up top to start working on the enemies upstairs to kind of soften them up. Come back down to oh, I missed. Please, thank you. These force fields are very annoying because you'll try to send bullets into them, but they don't like to go through the shields, and the enemies keep putting them back up, which is very annoying.
Ooh, sniper.
Like right there, sniper rifle. We got that a while back, but we don't use it very often in the speed run. There is actually a boss fight at the end of this episode that we will use it for. Please, thank you. And then we have, the oh shoot. There you go. Both a combination of bad RNG and bad gameplay, because I had the correct symbol and I accidentally shot too many times. And then these platforming things to get up the side can feel very, very slow. So one day I'm going to lab this out and find a better way to speed that up. That one, that's, and there's one more. There we go. And if you're going, but Dane, I have no idea what's going on. Don't worry. Half the time I have no idea what's happening in this game either. It's just like that.
I'm just pretending I do.
Oh, I had the right one and I shot too many times.
I'm actually struggling a little bit to see the code on the rock.
Honestly, it's hard to see even for me. Like on full fidelity on my monitor, it's still hard to see. There's a lot of kind of light bleed on it, so it's very easy to to mix up the symbols, especially because some of the symbols actually look similar to each other. So it can be very disorienting to try to figure out what that looks like. All right, so this room is one of my least favorites because
The switch on that control panel over there.
get the battery. There you go. Because there's 5 batteries we have to throw into this thing, and this force field is always put so inconveniently in the place I need it to not be. Bro, that is not okay. Battery, there it is. So I can never find the thinking battery when I need it. Throw that one there. Please, there we go. And then we've got one more right there. So all 5 batteries are in. Got to pull the lever.
For those younger in the audience, back in the 90s and 2000s, basically everything required a battery. And so you would keep packs of like 100 batteries from Costco in a drawer just in case you ever needed them. Because your controller, TV, and video game, your phone, everything uses batteries. So if you're used to USB-C, remember, it came from batteries.
We have a bunch of batteries downstairs.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Oh no, you're 100% right that we used batteries for everything way back when. Now everything's USB-C powered.
Somebody in chat just goes, yep. Believe it or not, I had to, I don't think Osborne will mind me shouting this out. I had to explain to Osborne what a Nintendo Power was. And I was like, by the way, for someone your age, this was a magazine that was sent back to your house. So he was like,
Osborne do be a youngin', so that does track.
I lived through the age of AA. Yes, somebody in chat is pointing it out. There are multiple types of batteries. AA's, AAA's, D's, even your random 9-volt that sometimes had 2 different connectors on the end. You never knew what went into what. And also, shout out to button batteries, which can go straight to heck. I hate those things.
All right, so we are in the boss of this episode. Now, this is actually kind of a long fight, but luckily we have some tech to speed it up. What I'm going to do, I'm going to start by kind of just clearing some of the ads out of the arena. Now, what I'm going to do, fire the sniper rifle in. I can grab the bullets from the sniper rifle. Whoa, why did that not work? Oh, what? Okay, that's weird. Normally, that's a one-hit kill on the arms, and it looks like it did not do that for some reason. But yeah, you can shoot the sniper rifle into the refractor, grab the bullets from it. That's not the bullets from it. There we go. And then, oh shoot, you moved. You can grab the bullets from it, and then it will usually instantly take out the arms, and then the eye, and then the wings, which are all of the pieces we need to take out. I'm gonna die. We're gonna have to redo this fight. There it is, yeah. So like I said, this game's hard. And this fight in particular is actually probably the hardest fight in the game, even more so than the final boss fight. It's because there's a lot of ads and they keep respawning, and it's a lot to manage. So I usually try to manage some of their early spawns, especially these snipers, because they can really be annoying. All right, let's try and get that insta-kill tech. Oh, and there we go. So it took out the first arm. There we go. That's how you do that. So, I don't know why it didn't work the first time, but
This might be a silly question, but since you died, I feel like I should ask, where is your health? Is it like
it is the
screen?
Yeah, it's the come on. There we go. Didn't work. Yeah, we gotta wait for this laser beam to finish going. Oh my god. She is trolling me today. Okay. Stop moving your eye. Oh my god, she is trolling me so hard. Luckily, once we take out the eye, there we go. That's what we're after. Once we take out the eye, the wings stay vulnerable at all times, so we can take those out. Oh. Did you die? There we go. And that's the fight. Second try, better than average, I'd say. But this fight is really tough because it's very easy to get overwhelmed by all of the ads.
And now she's your friend.
And now she's our friend. Yeah, she becomes our ally after we beat her. Go figure.
That's only one of those like RPG fighting game mechanics where it's like you beat the crap out of somebody and then they're like, and now you're friends, and they join your party. I'm always like, what?
Kind of.
Does that make any sense?
I mean, she's going to be our ally during the final boss fight, so it makes sense. Got two of these fights here. These go pretty quick because we have that refractor tech. Wraps those guys up quick. And then this is another arena that's going to come back at the end of the game in the very next episode. This one's a little tricky because these trees get in the way of seeing where everything is. It's very easy to get disoriented and lose where the enemies are. Luckily, the refractor does most of the work for us, so.
Cherry blossom season is coming up, if it hasn't already started.
Corruption has spread further.
All right, so we got a big fight here. This one has like multiple waves. It takes forever to get through. And I'm not speedrunner sarcasm either. Like it's actually like a really long fight right here. Going pretty fast actually. Wow, that went way faster than it usually does. That's nice.
We got very lost on chat. Chat is talking about batteries and then something about burning deodorant burns green, and I have no idea what's happening anymore.
Chat, are you okay?
Apparently it's a demonic device. At least they're active. That's all we can hope for.
True, yes. All right, so we're gonna do the same tech. Oh no, the key's gone. There it is. It's like, where did my key go? Do that, then we got another fight here. There's another kind of long fight that maybe will go faster. Probably it's got a bull ant in it. Bull ants are always really hard to take out quickly. There we go. They got that big shield. A big Artorias great shield that blocks everything. Where? There we go. Get that guy out. One group there. Perfect.
So it sounds like the first step is to
sit through.
That threw me off.
Yeah, that camera just like got really weird. It does that sometimes. But we skip that cutscene and then we just have to wait for the dialogue to finish on the phone. Go through the wall. Through the wall. There we go. It was refusing to dash. I don't know why it was like not wanting to give me my dash back. Okay, so we're gonna start out by dying. That's thank you. It was not giving me my dash back. That was really weird. All right, going to dive through here. Oh, please. We got the railgun. Okay, so from here on out, we've had a little bit of a flashing light warning. Now it's going to be a very flashing light warning because this is going to be what you see for most of the rest of the game. It's yeah, it's a little bright. Sorry in advance. So if you're sensitive to flashing lights, this is definitely the point where you're going to want to listen to the run instead of watch it.
I thought Returnal was bad.
This is worse.
I All right, chat. Next question to get you all going. What are your favorite non-standard FPS guns? And I'm not talking like super shotgun from Doom or anything, easy like that. But an all pink eye-searing railgun, that should be up there. But if you have other suggestions, hit us up.
Oh yeah, we're also akimbo now, so we've got 2 refractor balls and double the bright lights.
Do you normally wear sunglasses while you run this? I feel like that might be a necessity.
That is honestly a great question. I don't normally need them, but it is very funny. And that's the fight. So from here, we just head right out.
Let's go upstairs.
Yeah, so you're going to see bright lights for the rest of the run because we're going to be doing refractor into
Scanning now.
Into the railgun or pretty much every fight from here on out, with some exceptions. I'm getting stuck on everything.
Somebody says the sewing machine from Passion Police Squad. I think you're a little familiar with that.
Might be a little bit familiar with that one. Yeah, this level we now have a slowdown mechanic, so we can actually slow down or really pause time entirely. And we're going to do that to get around a bunch of level hazards. This is the point in the game where we get a lot of individual levels that have a mechanic that's used once for that one level, and then that's it. We never see that mechanic again. We might see it again during the final boss fight, maybe, but unlikely.
Shout out to that one incredible mechanic in Ironfall 2 that they used for all of 15 minutes and then threw away.
Oh yeah, effect and cause.
Yeah.
Hello, there we go. Ooh, there we go. All right, so from here, the fights get really tricky. Luckily, we get checkpoints after each one, so it's mostly fine. But this is where the fights actually, there's a high chance of death in at least one of these fights, because there's a lot of that can happen as well. There's no oh, your health slightly depletes. It's an instant kill if you land in one of those level hazards. So, and it's very easy to walk into them. If your shoulder grazes it, you're dead.
I will admit I had a morbid curiosity of wanting to know what happened if you stepped into that.
You die.
Go figure.
Hopefully that sakes your curiosity.
It was all done for science.
But yeah, the refractor into the railgun is actually really, really useful because it does a lot of damage. It's actually very funny to me that you can use a different weapon for the shotgun's alt fire and it still works. I just think that's I don't know if that was intended or if that was if that was a bug that they just never fixed or what was up with that, but it's kind of cool. It is definitely a fight that is harder to not die in because these are really suboptimally placed for not getting hit by them. So you're going to see me kind of slowly go around them in some cases. I can't get over that ramp.
But what are the shields protecting? They seem to just kind of pop up randomly.
Yeah, the enemies drop those. They protect the area immediately inside of them. So you got to run into the shield to shoot the thing to break it. It's the intended way that mechanic works.
Don't make fun of me for wanting to know what happens if you get crushed. I think all of us were questioning that. I think all of us wanted to know. Okay, that's not just a me thing.
We got one more right there. There you go. Oh, there's another one. There's 2. Come on, game. Really?
Is he inside the wall?
Okay, we're gonna do it the hard way. The game is being very, very stubborn right now.
According to data I can scrape off the local network.
All right, so this is one of the trickier arenas because that axe hangs low enough that it will hit you. Even if you try to go through the middle. Sometimes you can get through the middle, sometimes you cannot, so.
Hey, you pushed back on the Souls-like, but you remember Sen's Fortress, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Died a lot there. Well, there's no lizards here, so. Or geckos? I don't know what those guys were.
Is everything a bug in the game?
Well, we got the bull ant, which is a bull, I guess. It looks more like a bull than an ant, so maybe it's a bug. I don't know. Let me get. Don't want that guy to hit me, so I'm like trying to stay away from him for the most part. Oh, there's another one. Shoot. There we go.
I'm assuming that's a Helldivers reference.
That's fine. The fight was over, so we got a checkpoint, so we just spawned right at the exit. I'm going the wrong way. They spawned me turned around. That's weird.
They can't be too helpful.
No.
Generally not. Hello? My weapon was not
Yeah, looks like this
re-equipping.
system isn't going to let us just take these devices, Amber.
And then this is just a really long hallway that you have to run through.
I don't want to stress you.
This is kind of like
Really?
good wave hopping practice to get through here. Also, shout outs to the developer being like, you have to really pick up the pace here. And it's like, man, we're speed running. I don't know what you want from me. I'm going as fast as I can. It's a speed run.
My favorite was earlier in like level 3 or something. She's like, destroy the computer now. And then you shoot it like half a second later. And she's like, thank you. I'm like, best employee ever.
It's funny because like in my casual playthrough, it took me forever to find that thing. Because it was not marked on the map anywhere. Or on the HUD, rather. Man, these guys are all hiding behind this railing. Good grief. All right, we're seeing the return of Don't Stop Tony Hawk.
Oh, good. That's. I was worried you had to
no.
like manually run.
My dash got eaten. That's unfortunate. Okay, I'm gonna play this safe and just go the long way. I didn't want to get death warped again. Oh my god. So remember earlier when you asked how hard is it to hit the refractor ball? Sometimes really hard for seemingly no reason. There are times where I swear I hit that thing dead center and the game says, nah, you didn't.
When you hit it, does it like auto home in on the enemies? It seems like sometimes it goes straight into them.
It doesn't home in on anything, actually. I have to take the railing because I lost all my speed somehow. It doesn't home in on enemies. It just does so much like spread damage that it come on, there we go. That it doesn't really need to do any homing. It just kind of spreads and does a ton of damage regardless. Got one right here. Yeah, and then sometimes that's a bug that will sometimes happen where if you hit melee, sometimes the melee will just freeze midair. And you have to like hit melee multiple times to get it to disengage. There we go. And that's the level. Wait. And we head into the last level of episode 4. I call this level Kill Your Bartenders. Because there's always two guys back here that spawn in that will somehow avoid the refractor ball every time. It's very annoying. So I call this level Kill Your Bartenders as a reminder. Make sure you get the guys behind the counter.
In between levels, it asks you to push your favorite button. Do you do that? Do you push a favorite button?
Space bar.
Is that your favorite button?
It's where astronauts get drunk.
All right, Chad, if you can top that one, let us know what your favorite button is and why. It's a stupid question, but I know you probably have some good answers.
That guy's dead. He come over here, get... Oh, God, I got stuck. Another bullet here. So I'm going to stay airborne to avoid him. And we're going to chase this train. So, Cutie, how's it going? How you liking the run?
It's something. It's I like I said before, I haven't seen this game before. I vaguely knew Pink. I came in knowing Pink. I think he's lived up to Pink. And knowing that it's sort of like in a roguelike,
The train disappeared through the portal.
Can you follow it?
I love the acting here for this.
Just the second we got close to it, Ember. They can run.
So you mentioned that's the developer. How many developers worked on this? Is this in solo dev?
It's a fairly small team. She was definitely the lead programmer. It was her brainchild. She worked on this game for 7 years. There were a few other people that worked on it. Shaky Heart, the one I talked about earlier, who voiced Tommy, was a junior programmer on it during the last year of development. So there's a few people that worked on it, but she was definitely the brainchild of the game overall. There we go. Another case of I swear I shot the thing, but the game said no.
I mean, somebody saying the home key because home is where the heart is pretty good for this game.
Ooh, yeah. Heart, pink. I get it.
Yes, the character is grinding on the train rail.
Yes.
Well, there it is. Not in the crate anymore. Ember.
So you are like a human, right? You're not a bug or something.
Very.
You're
You're gonna need
an automaton of sorts. I'll be real honest, I barely paid attention to the story in this game. In fact, I think I skipped some of the cutscenes in my first playthrough because I just wanted to shoot things. You are... So in the very first level, the tutorial level, you get semi-killed by something, and then by Octus, and then you get kind of reborn 5-10 years later, something like that. Yeah, there's something to that. I'll be real honest though, I don't really remember much of the story. But you are a human, yes. You're not a bug, if for what it's worth. You're at least not a bug. I don't know if you're a human, but you're definitely not a bug.
We don't know what you are, but you're definitely not a bug. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure you're a human because I think all the good guy characters are human in this.
I like how somebody said for nightwear, I prefer the shift key. They have a daytime and a nighttime favorite key.
Interesting. Changes based on time of day. All right, now we are getting to the... Oh, forgot a button input. We're getting to the point where some of the fights are going to get very, very long because there's just going to be a lot of waves. You're supposed to be using the rocket launcher here. The thing is, the rocket launcher kind of sucks in this game. The refractor tech is a lot better, so we're going to be using that. Because imagine just being able to spread AoE damage with a railgun throughout the whole arena. Rocket launcher just can't compare with that, you know?
We talked earlier, this is built in Unreal. Can you do rocket jumping?
You cannot do rocket jumping now.
Oh, missed opportunity.
Yeah, the rocket doesn't have like propulsion in that way. In fact, the only time we use the rocket launcher is for breaking environmental obstacles, which you're gonna see in a minute. So I'm gonna play this very, very safe and do this jump from here. I'm taking kind of a different pathway than you would normally take to get through here. Now, none of these doors are locked down, so we can just go straight to straight into these rooms, grab these keys, and then just leave, which is kind of funny. Now, this is the room that we have to actually sit here. So this is where the flashing light warning is going to come back in full force because, yeah. Oh, she didn't use my railgun shot. That's fine. So yeah, we're akimbo again. So double the refractor balls and double the railgun shots. So you'll notice a lot of bright lights going here.
Chat's got a good question, which is what happens if you refractor the missile launcher?
I don't believe we've tried that, but I don't think it would actually do very much, in all honesty. So
Open sesame.
there we go. That gets us into here. Now we're gonna go into my least favorite level. It is and you're gonna find this to be very ironic. It's my least favorite level because it is a rhythm shooter level. I am really bad at rhythm shooters. So I'm gonna actually be really locked in for this level because I have to shoot on the beat and I actually have to be shot. I actually have to shoot on the offbeat.
Yeah, we had James Swan in here a little bit earlier, who's a Hellsinger runner. I don't know if he's still around.
Yeah, I have to like listen and lock in to be able to hit the beat timing, because I am very, very bad at rhythm shooters. Fun fact, which is really game pushed me off. A dare.
Did someone say rhythm shooter? Yes, James, you got shout out already.
There we go. All right. So this is a arena we saw earlier. Okay, actually went pretty decently well. Now the hardest arena is coming up as soon as I get to the top of this platforming section. And this is another arena that will look familiar. Now it doesn't have the trees in it. Really? There we go.
Give my warmest welcome to the planet you couldn't save. You suck at you're no revolution. I'm 3 steps ahead.
Oh no. Oh no. Yep. So this is why I don't like this level, because I'm bad at it.
I'm just trying to figure out how they got a copy of my karaoke mixtape.
Oh my god, I got it. Oh. Again, I don't like this level. I'm bad at it.
Hey, I'm right there with you. I still haven't finished Crypto Necrodancer because I just can't do the rhythm games.
Yeah, it's tricky. All right, and we got only two levels left. We are almost to the end of the run. I'm hoping I can beat this quickly.
And that's why the best.
All right, so this where they. Hello? Oh my god. So yeah, this level, for whatever reason, they start you facing like up for some reason. I have no idea why, but it's like super disorienting. So here's where we're going to actually use the rocket launcher to destroy environmental hazards, and I don't have to shoot on the beat anymore, which thank God, because I'm so bad at it. I'm gonna have to get better if I'm gonna get a better time in this run. Come on. Oh my god. What? So remember earlier when you were asking about the refractive shots? It's sometimes, I swear, I got that thing dead center and it just will not. It will not work for whatever reason.
I wonder if the hitbox doesn't spawn for like a certain number of frames or something.
Well, I mean, it works with other. It works with a shotgun normally, so I don't know. Hard to say. Yeah. And luckily, that thing will actually kill a lot of these guys as they're spawning in, which is very useful. Can you please die? Thank you. Got it.
Nice.
Gonna take out that boulder. And then that boulder. Yeah, we're akimbo again, so more bright lights. Luckily, this fight's usually pretty fast.
Compared to this, the rocket launcher looks very weak.
It is very, very weak. It's not a very good weapon. So I'm gonna wait there because the collision for the boulder doesn't deload right away, and so you'll kind of bump into it as it's breaking apart. And that was, by the way, a 10-second gold split. So, woo! And we are now in the final boss fight. So a little bit of a gimmick boss. We're just skipping all these cutscenes here at the beginning. There's a lot of dialogue to skip. But the way this fight works, as you can see, there's a big bell up there, and we have to knock the bell down. And the way we do it is we break the 3 rocks. The way we break the rocks is by using the rocket launcher on them, but they're shielded, so we have to charge Tommy up in order to do that. So we actually, for a while, I was having a lot of trouble with this particular level until one of the developers told me, yeah, you have to like grab the particulate matter from the enemies as you kill them. I did not know that, so it was a little bit embarrassing to have to admit that I did not know that to the developer. Oops. So this is one of the only times you're going to see that parry actually used, at the very beginning of the game and here. And we're back to rhythm shooter, by the way.
Let's make sure we're on the same page.
Gonna break this. That's gonna lower the bell just a little bit more. We got one more boss here. Whoops, come on. Oh, good grief.
Can you slow down time during the rhythm shooting?
I have never tried, but I imagine that would make things harder.
Yeah, I'm curious, like, my thing here is I'm curious what happens if you do all the anarchy stuff. Like what happens if you go in the giant stomping thing? What happens if you shoot a rocket into the refractor?
Well, I'm gonna have to test some things now that you brought these things up. They weren't when we did the special for this last month or at the end of January. Oh, Jenny Death, who ran this, did not do that. So I'm assuming. Okay, got him. I'm assuming that it doesn't work, but maybe. I don't know. So the gravity thing's gonna pull Octus in.
You can't do this.
Really?
Was that a one-shot hit scan thing?
Yeah, that was a one-shot hit scan. Wow. So we have to do this whole fight again. Dude, that.
Oh my.
What was that, man? That was lame.
That's uncalled for.
Wow, I can't believe that guy hit me like that. That was incredibly rude.
Parry.
Let's make sure we're on the same page. It's a shame I'll have to put you down in the... I really did enjoy our time together.
So you get to see the fight again, I guess.
Hey, more content.
Oh God, almost missed that timing on that. All right, let's make sure that sniper does not do that again. So I'm blocked in place while this is happening. You're supposed to like see like, oh yeah, this all these rails are put in place and blah blah blah.
Wow.
I thought we were just listening to the music.
No. No, we gotta go fast, man. We gotta speed. But the music is a banger. Especially this song.
So who did the music? Like with Hellsinger, like they brought in a bunch of bands and stuff. Was this like a key component to the game?
I don't remember the names of the producers, I'll admit. Really bad. Terrible for not knowing that. So I'm making sure that everything dies so that Octus gets smushed here. And smush. All right, so Octus is down. Time is coming up as soon as I climb to the top of this whole area.
Wait.
So you gotta skip through this. For whatever reason, you cannot skip the Wasp Queen's dialogue, and she speaks very slowly. So now we have to introduce a new mechanic right here, right at the very end of the game. We're going to alt fire and then grapple. And we have to do this to climb. And time will be as soon as we hit the fade out after interacting with the thing at the top of this thing. I don't remember what it's called or what it is.
This looks like one of those speedrunner techs you're not supposed to do, like in a Castlevania or something.
Kinda, yeah.
We'll be back. And this time,
It's like delaying the alt fire. There we go. All right, and time is coming up right. Time.
GG's.
GG's. And that is Don't Stop Girlypop. Hopefully I can get this time chopped down a little bit more. I've been working on this run for a few weeks now, and I'm happy with the progress we've made so far, but there's definitely a lot more time to save. So we are going to be wrapping it up here. Thank you all so much for tuning in to watch this run. It was a little bit last minute that I had to jump in here. We only just found out we were doing this 24 hours ago, so it was a little bit like, oh my god, but still managed to do it and bring it here. So yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in to watch. Cutie, did you have any shout outs you wanted to give?
No. Thank you all for hanging out with us. It was fun. Thank you, chat, for participating. I learned a lot about you all today. Some good, some bad, but I learned a lot. So thank you all for hanging out with us. Thank you, Dane, for asking me and having me on comms. I appreciate it. It's been fun.
Absolutely. Yeah, and thank you all again for tuning in to watch. Stick around, though. We are going to be seeing a Super Monkey Ball 2 with Helix, our showrunner for Parallel Universe, coming up next. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, you will be seeing Helix on the screen. So thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Hello, GDQ Hotfix viewers. I'm Helix. You might know me from playing Monkey Ball. That's what I'm doing today. Wow. This is a somewhat last minute like mini showrunner showcase, which is cool. It looks like you all are enjoying it. But I will warn you, I am quite rusty. I'm playing Super Monkey Ball 2, story mode all levels. I am quite rusty. This run may go incredibly off the rails, which I think in your case, chat, is a good thing. That means entertainment. So yeah, we can just get started. I'm on the story mode. Name entry menu. Shout out to Hotfix. We're here to kick off the spring season. If you're in my neck of the woods, it might not feel like spring. We just had a blizzard that dumped a bunch of snow on us, but spring is soon, I promise. This is our spring season. We can start the timer on go. 3, 2, 1, go. So as mentioned, this is story mode all levels. In Super Monkey Ball 2, that's 100 stages in total, 10 stages per world, 10 worlds total. You're going to see me menu to retry right away. Story mode has menuing. I will be retrying and stage selecting at the start and end of each level respectively to just skip the animations. Super Monkey Ball does, in fact, have a story. I can read chat between levels, by the way, so feel free to hang out, chat with me. I am able to read chat between levels. Yes, this game has a story. In fact, the cutscenes are absolutely ridiculous, and I highly recommend you check them out. They're very funny. This game's story is really something. Don't have time to watch them today, but they are entertaining. You might also notice me moving diagonally a lot, especially at the start of levels, and that is because of the way this game controls. It pulls inputs in a square, which means diagonals are the fastest input, or the strongest input, I should say, and I accelerate fastest when using them. And so you're going to see that a heck of a lot. I'm also kind of ramping up off the walls, and that's because airtime means I don't have friction, and less friction means I build speed more quickly. Okay. There is a menuing tech found, I want to say like 2 years ago at this point, where if you hold R, I'm using a GameCube controller for this game, because this game is only for the GameCube. If you hold R, the menu scrolls instantly. Otherwise, you have to like wait a little bit for it to scroll. This is not going to make it to the goal. Wow, that's annoying. It's rare that I don't have enough speed there. Come on. Okay. So I'm holding R pretty much every time I'm menuing, just to get the menu to scroll instantly. This is one of the hardest tricks in the first world, and also one of the coolest. Fly directly into the goal, like so. 2 stages left. I suppose I can start talking about pause strats. You're gonna see that come up. When actually does that? You'll see it come up eventually. Sooner than you think, pause strats will be here. This game is deterministic, meaning if I were to perform the same input on the same frame, I would always get the same result. And so what I can do is use the timer at the top of the screen, as a frame-accurate timer, to check which frame I'm on when I pause, and then I can hold a direction using the notches in the GameCube controller to get an exact input. And so with those, I can basically just follow a list of instructions, inputs at certain times, that let me be a task. A very simple task, but a task nonetheless. It is possible to do on Curve Bridge to skip this 30-second stage that I just did. You can make it like 20 seconds long with a sick pause strat. It's very, very difficult. And I am certainly not de-rested enough to go for that, but it is possible, and that's what top level runners do. We are now moving into World 2. Things will start to ramp up here. As you can tell, there's going to be some more interesting strats like this one. We can bounce off a couple of these holes here. Some more boosting will be here at the start of hoppers. I feel like I never get this one right. Hopefully I don't get owned. Yeah, there we go. Coaster's fun. This is our first pause strat. This one's a relatively simple one, so it actually ends up being a really good pause strat intro. I'm gonna pause here on 5860 neutral, and then just hold up right about here, and this should put me relatively close to the goal. I just gotta adjust to get in. Didn't quite get it, but that's okay. That means I can try it again. Thankfully, with story mode, I mean, I kind of alluded to this at the beginning, but you could retry a stage whenever you want, and so if I'm about to fall out, I can just retry. I don't have to watch the whole fallout animation, which is nice. A bit different from challenge mode, where you do... Whoa, that was a Zarp. I'll explain this. In challenge mode, of course, you do have to watch the whole fallout animation and everything. There we go, that's what we wanted. A Zorp is basically when I'm expecting collision, and then I don't get any, so I like kind of fly over a bump without getting popped up at all. That's considered a Zorp. So if you hear me say I Zorped, or that was a Zorp or something, that's what happened, is I was expecting collision and I didn't get any. Onto gravity slider. Couple of wall boosts. Ooh, that was a weird wall boost. Sent me pretty far to the side. Did not get a ton of speed from that one. That's not a huge deal though. Make sure I can actually see where I'm landing. Alright, should be fine. Nice. There's a cool pass strat on this level, but I did not have time to relearn it, unfortunately. That's okay, that just gives you more of a reason to go and watch more Monkey Ball speedruns, I think. So something funny about this game is that there is a glitch that allows you to skip stages. The menus are quite glitchy, and let me see if I can remember exactly how it... What in the world was that collision? Okay, that's new. Hey, Tech, can you hit the "that's never happened before" button for me, please? That, in fact, has not happened before. You would think, with all my years playing Monkey Ball, that I would have seen everything by now. No, I haven't. Completely forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, there is a glitch to skip a stage. The menus are kind of glitchy. I think it's when you're hovering over a stage, you can like go to quit game, and then there's like a glitchy menu you can pop up as you're quitting the game, to then press stage select. And I think it counts the stage as completed, which doesn't make any sense, but that's what happens. You can only do this twice in a world though, and the second stage you skip has to be the last one, otherwise the game will crash. I don't know the technical explanation of that, so I'm not going to even try because it will be misinfo, so I'm not going to try to explain it. But the important thing you need to know is that there is a glitch to skip 2 stages per world. If you try to skip any more than that, the game will crash. It's very funny. And it actually ends up being a really cool category. Obviously not where I'm running right now, but if you have, you know, a free moment, once Hotfix is done here, check it out. Look up an any % run of this game, an any % story mode run. It's actually really cool. Anyway, we are now into World 3. Love some really good movement from me on stepping stones there. I think I tried to retry too quickly and I didn't get my pause input or anything. Really cool pause strat here. 20, 16, 78, and it's going to shoot me directly into the goal, like that. Onto URL. RIP Amusement Vision. Sadly, this URL is defunct. Okay. While we're wrapping up World 3, I want to talk a little bit about the transitive visibility. That's not going to work. Okay. Yep. I ended up in a weird situation. I actually had too much speed. That's what I was saying. I would like to talk about the transitive visibility showcase that's going on this weekend. I am hosting that along with Quacksilver. That is starting at 1 p.m. Eastern, Saturday and Sunday. We have a whole bunch of trans runners that are excited to be visible and to showcase their speed games. And it'll be a lot of fun. I believe the schedule is viewable, I think. At the very least, you can find the games list on the GDQ socials, because that was posted along with the Hotfix schedule. So it is a really hard strat that I nailed first try. Yeah, definitely check that out. It'll be a great time. Shout out to Quacksilver as well for helping me plan and host that. So make sure to see that this weekend. Oh, I didn't do the load manip. I'm probably gonna get a bad cutscene load here. Yeah, oh well. Okay, it wasn't that bad. So what happens when you're playing the last stage in a world, the cutscene starts loading in the background, and if it's not fully loaded by the time you finish the level, you have to sit and wait for it to finish loading. But for some reason, it seems to restart the loading process whenever you retry a stage. And so it is faster on some stages that have short enough levels that you play last. It is faster to just hold A when you're spinning into the stage and not retry to skip the starting animation, to let the cutscene load for longer And then that way, when you finish the level, you don't have to wait for a loading screen. I was supposed to do that on Junction, and I forgot. I'm probably going to forget again, just given how rusty I am with this game. That was also something, that's another thing that was discovered only like 2-3 years ago. It's a surprisingly recent discovery for something as simple as just holding A. For a long time, we tried to we tried to menu such that a longer stage was placed last, but it turns out it's faster if you just on the last stage don't skip the stage like spin-in animation. That was extremely weird. Party ball owned me. It's not the first time that's happened this run. You will notice the party ball is very mean. If I ever hit the party ball, we're in for a bad time. I did it again. That time, okay. That time I didn't fall out at least. That stage, fun fact, can actually just be beaten with a hold up, but I was trying to do something slightly faster. I'm gonna go for a really hard strat here that I maybe should not be going for, but like I'm gonna do it anyway for the fans. This actually might work. Almost. I hit the goalpost. I'll try it once more. You can see what I'm trying to do here. Oh, yeah, okay, we're off to the side a little bit. That's fine, I can kind of just land here and go in. I was actually going to try to dunk it directly into the goal, but didn't really have a good alignment for it. Speaking of difficult strats, I'm going to go for one here, too. There's a really specific boost pattern I can do at the start. Line up with this row. This should work. I didn't do the adjustment in midair correctly, but I still got into the goal pretty cleanly, so it's fine. And speaking of hard strats, here's another one. World 4 is absolutely brutal. Gonna pause at 53. Try to go right here. Perfect. I'm not even sure how to concisely describe how specific that strat is. It's very, very specific. But it's also very cool. Seesaw Bridges is just a long movement stage. So I'm just gonna do my best movement. I like this run. It ends up being a really nice blend of movement and pause strats, I think. Maybe a little pause strat heavy when you start getting into like really top level gameplay. I think I need to hold A here, so I'm actually gonna do it this time. And I should get a better cutscene load at the end. Yep. Watch the strat, by the way. The strat's really cool. Fall off at just after 57. Bounce here, land here, and into the goal. Yep, and I got a good cutscene load there. Awesome. On to World 5, which is a nice little break after World 4. World 4 is quite difficult. World 5, not quite as difficult. I'm gonna go for a pause strat here. Okay, let's try that again. Going for 59, 30, 57, 65. Now I can hold up, and I should get a good bounce from the sledge here. Yep, all the way up to the goal. And that skips having to go in the wormhole and then go all the way around, and yeah, it's way faster. And the pause strat there was basically just to set up guaranteed good collision there. Collision is not the best in this game. There are certain situations, kind of like I alluded to when I was talking about Zorps, right, where you expect collision and you don't get it. Or sometimes even such situations where you don't expect collision and you get it. So it's just very inconsistent. And so one of the purposes of pause strats is to just guarantee specific collision. If I could do that wormhole strat 100% pauseless every time, it would technically be faster because I wouldn't be spending any time paused, but it's just not consistent that way. Speaking of pause strats, this is a super cool one to guarantee a good bounce from the beat screen there. That is just a whole bunch of like stage parts absolutely flying in every direction. But nope, with that pause strat, we can guarantee a good bounce directly into the goal. Very cool. And then the rest of World 5 isn't anything super special. So I would also like to talk about my regular Hotfix show, Parallel Universe. That show is Normally it airs every other Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern, but I've been doing some Thursdays recently to make room for our other events, such as Back to Black, such as PAX East coming up. So sometimes you'll see it on Fridays. My next episode is actually this Saturday, this Thursday. That's the day. Look. Hosting and running a game at the same time is hard, all right? Get in the goal, please. At least I don't look like a complete fool. Thursday. What I'm trying to say is my next episode of Parallel Universe is on Thursday. This is not the way in which I was supposed to boost here. And I have a bunch of Celeste mods and custom apps, and it'll be a good time. The show Parallel Universe is all about community-created content, and that is basically a fancy way to say mods. Like fan games count. Fan games and mods and things of that nature. So when you watch Parallel Universe, that's what you're getting. Games played in new and unique ways. Maybe it's not necessarily a mod or a fan game, maybe it's bingo, maybe it's a randomizer, but you're going to see a different way to play a game that you maybe haven't seen before. And I think especially with things like mods, randomizers, fan games, etc., there's a lot of time and passion that's put into them that you don't necessarily think about or see. And so I'm really happy to get to show those off on Hotfix. We returned to pause strats here with Opera, looking for 83 as my second frame. 57, 81. This might work? No. Alright. 76. Okay, I want 68 here now. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. I can make this work. Nice. I got a really weird bounce from that. I didn't quite do the adjustment correctly, but I put it in the goal anyway. That was funny. Aim toward the fish to finish brandish. Tears has a relatively difficult strat. I'm gonna drop down to the third layer here. Oop, almost fell off. Didn't quite though. That's good. Nailed it. Awesome. Speaking of difficult strats, I'm gonna do one on cliffs here too. I'm gonna try to go through the middle. This is the most difficult strat you can do on the stage. I almost got it, but the party ball got in my way. I'll try it once more. There it is. That's what that's supposed to look like. That was a really clean finish once I got it. I should have practiced narrow peaks. I forgot. Okay. There is... Okay, I actually nailed it first try. I was gonna say, this stage should be simple. All you need to do is a neutral flick, but I always get the timing of the neutral flick wrong. But I didn't that time. I managed to not overthink it for once. Nice. That green goal there. Oh, I never brought up warp goals. The differently colored goals, you'll see like green and red goals. If I were playing challenge mode, those would skip stages, but I'm not playing challenge mode, so it doesn't matter. So we just go in whichever goal is fastest to get to, and in that case, it was not the normal goal, it was the green goal. Boulder says a cool strat, we'll see if I can get it. I need some decent wall boosts here. Those are pretty solid, oh yeah. Okay, this actually is an awkward amount of speed, I might... Yeah, I have to play the ending a little bit safe. Into World 7. World 7 looks great, has great music, but it is, in fact, my personal hell. There are some strats in World 7 that are very hard. Like this one, right off the bat. It might not look hard, but what I'm doing is... Oh, that was weird. Yeah, I didn't quite get it, I don't think. I was going for a cycle skip, basically. If my movement is perfect, I can skip this cycle, and it saves about 10 seconds, but I was just a little bit too slow there. And that's one that I think a lot of people don't necessarily recognize how difficult it is, because, you know, if you're not thinking about it, it just looks like I'm climbing the spiral. But there's some specific movement I can do, and if I do it right, I can skip the cycle. But very, very tough. Oh, I forgot to practice this one too. Do I even remember the frame? I think it's 55. I'm pretty certain it's 55. Yeah, it is. I don't even need to check. Felt different. Alright, I do need to actually make sure I scroll the pause sheet here. I have a spreadsheet up on one of my monitors that just lists some pause frames, just in case I forget. Normally I would have them memorized, but with playing this on relatively short notice, I don't necessarily, and so I just want to make sure that I have those available to me should I need them. Haven't needed to look over at it yet, though. Oh, I got the timing of that slightly wrong. That's annoying. That's okay. It gives me an opportunity to properly hype up this pause strat. This is a super sick pause strat. Okay, I am actually going to look at the spreadsheet this time just to make sure I get it right. There we go. We get kind of pinched in between the sieves and smacked forward toward the goal. It's super cool. On to Flock. This is, as far as I know, the original pause strat. I believe this pause strat dates all the way back to 2008. You pause on 59, 61, and hold forward. This happens, and then you can adjust it to go in the goal. And whoop, on to double spiral. This is probably my least favorite stage in the entire run. I need a really specific amount of speed here. That should... Nope, not quite. Yeah, okay. My speed and positioning need to be really precise here, so I can get a set of bounces that get me over to the next spiral. This one, and I got sent a little bit to the left. I hate the strap. I so rarely get this first try in runs. It's very annoying. I have so much speed, there's no way I don't fall off, right? Yeah. There is a pause strat for this stage, actually. And I would probably consider doing it. If I was fully practiced. There we go, that's what's supposed to happen. And now we can roll into the goal. On to hierarchy. I'm just gonna kind of slide into the last layer. Just kind of like that. Hey, bracelets. It's another really cool strat. As much as I have a love-hate relationship with this world, it has a ton of really cool strats. Hey, bracelets is probably one of the best designed monkey ball stages like ever. It's consistently fun no matter how you slice it. Alright, and it's time for the hardest stage in the entire run, quick turn. I'm gonna lock in. Nailed it, first try. that was just a hold up level. That's all you have to do on quick turn is just hold up. I like doing that bit. When I'm doing actual PB attempts, that stage is the water break stage. I just hold up and take a sip of water. Some relatively precise movement there to get around those pistons. And the difficulty continues to ramp up. There are a lot of hard strats in World 8, such as that one. Shout out to Complex Green. The strat was named after Complex Plane, who found it. Just big shout out to Complex Plane in general. Absolute legend of the monkey ball community. I used to call him your favorite speedrunner's favorite speedrunner. He is absolutely incredible at the game. At one point held story mode world record and also helped develop the practice mod, which has become an invaluable tool for runners of this game. Nailed the Tangled Path, that's huge. Oh, that's awesome. Entangled Path is unironically one of the hardest strats in the run, so getting that first try is huge. Alright, the return of pause strats on Vortex. We haven't had any for a little bit. I'm gonna hold exactly left, pause on 95, and then I can just do this. Nice. a bit more complex pause strat here on warp. Hold up until 57, 75. Now I want 81. Oop. Yeah, okay. The third frame snuck up on me and I wasn't quite ready for it, so I missed it. But it's fine. I got like the half pause strat, which still saves a little bit of time, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. Trampolines has like... I don't even know how to describe the strat, but I'm hitting a piece of collision that is really inconsistent. I got it that time. Cool, okay. Sometimes I just don't get bounced up there, and then I'm really sad forever. So I'm glad that isn't what happened. Swing shaft, gonna try to get a clip here. Yeah, just go to the side. Nice. Okay, and then I have to remember to hold A for a little bit up here. This is actually going really well. The only like real meltdown I feel like I've had was on double spiral, and honestly that doesn't surprise me in the slightest. That would make sense for that to happen on that stage. There's been like a couple other things that went wrong, but it's been pretty good. World 9, thankfully, is a little bit of a break from the ridiculousness that is World 6, 7, and 8. The strats aren't quite as tough. There are a couple really cool things, like there on Serial Jump. Turns out the red gold there is the fastest you get, because you can just kind of drop directly into it. Just gonna play across floors. I believe it's spinning saw after this. I should have practiced this one. I never remember the cycle here. Like, the stage has... Yeah, that's what happens. I never remember the cycle. I think I have to wait like half a second. Stage has a weird cycle. You're like not... I can't believe I saved that actually. Alright, that's funny. You're like not quite lined up with it. It's weird. I don't know. Definitely one that I overlooked in my practice. And a very easy one to overlook at that. Alright, flat maze is probably the coolest strat. No, that's not true, because guillotine is after this. Flat maze is one of the coolest strats. The coolest non-pause strat in World 9, I would say. So we just hit this and then fly over the entire maze. The party ball tried to ruin me, but I didn't let it happen. And then here's guillotine. I'm gonna scroll the pause sheet just to make sure that I know what the frames are here. 96 goes to 57.03. Goes to 55, 75. I got 73. This is worth retrying to actually show off. If you haven't seen this before, it is absurd. If you have seen this before, you know what I'm about to show off. And you will know that it is absurd. There we go. Alright, check this out. It's such a cool pause strat. The fact that it even works at all. Alright, and we have some more movement stages as we wrap up World 9. And so I want to talk about PAX East. That is yet another GDQ event that I'm involved in. I was on the games committee for GDQ's speedrun stage at PAX East, and that is coming up the weekend, next weekend. So not this coming weekend, but next weekend. That's when we'll be at PAX East. And it is starting... Ooh, that was a weird bounce. That is starting Thursday, March 26th at 10 a.m. Eastern. And it'll be a good time. There are lots of really cool runs. And I feel like there's a sort of magic that's always captured when you're doing runs with an in-person crowd. And so that's always fun to see. So definitely check it out. PAX East will be next weekend, Thursday through Sunday. And that is the end of World 9. We're into the final world. That is World 10. And this is pause strat purgatory. There are a lot of really tough pause strats in this world. Because what they did with this world is they made a lot of huge stages. And And as you're seeing, look at the stage. It's massive. And with these huge stages, turns out the best way to skip them, the best way to beat them quickly, is to guarantee some really wacky collision with a pause strat. So that's what I'm going to do here, hopefully. 78, 75, and I'm looking for 52, 70. I should get it. Get a backwards clip from here, land here, and then go into the goal. Awesome. Really nice to have that out of the way first try. And yes, all of our PAX East runs will be streamed live on the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick. But if you miss them, you can always catch the VODs on youtube.com/GamesDoneQuick as well, along with all of our other events. You know, Hotfix shows, mainline events, fatales, everything. So if you are not subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure that you are. Make sure that you go and do that. Whoop. I didn't quite get in the goal in disorder, and so I almost stage selected before going in the goal, which has happened before. You think you're gonna go in the goal and you don't, but you don't realize right away and you stage select. A little pause strat here on 3D maze. Whoa, I almost didn't have enough speed. Okay, speaking of pause strats, here is yet another one on Labyrinth. The ending of World 10 especially. We get into lots of like multi-frame pause strats. This one is 4 frames. Okay, didn't quite get the ending quickly, but I at least got like the main, oh come on. I at least got the main part of the pause strat, which was to get me over here. Nice, okay. And now on to Postmodern, or as I like to call it, stairs and ball game, because it's just a lot of stairs in my ball game. This is another 4-frame pause strat. Looking for 41, got it. And I should get some specific collision now to get me over to the goal. Nice. Just 3 stages left. This one's awesome. I wait 2 seconds at the start. Oh no. I wait 2 seconds at the start because it sets me up for the ending really nicely and I can kind of just soar into the goal. There we are. And this is the final pause strat of the run on Invisible. The gimmick of this stage is that part of the stage is, well, invisible. And the intended solution is basically to just roll along the ground and spell out invisible. But that's not what I'm gonna do. Nice, all right. And then time will be when I break the goal tape on this final level, 10-10, created by Rip Amusement Vision. You are missed, and you will continue to be missed. Land in the A. Tried to scoop into the goal. This is a tough one. Especially for the run to end with. Like, imagine being on PB pace and then having to do this strat as the last one. It's hard. And time. Cool, that went a lot better than I thought it was going to. I'm not gonna lie. That run was really solid. Yeah, if you enjoyed that, you can find me at Helix13_ on Twitch, on YouTube, helix.midwestbeatfest.com on Blue Sky. I run a lot of Monkey Ball and just kind of some various other things at this point too. But it would also make me very happy if you made sure to check out Parallel Universe this Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern, and just all the other Hotfix shows, and of course, the Trans Day of Visibility celebration that's going on this weekend, 1 p.m. Eastern, both Saturday and Sunday. Please watch it. Quacksilver and I worked very hard on it. It'll be a great time. It'll be a great celebration of the trans speedrunning community, so please check it out. And also play Monkey Ball. This game, this category in particular, actually, is probably the easiest run to learn with regard to Monkey Ball, because it has by far the best resources. There's a whole strat table. Like, actually, it's not a spreadsheet, technically. There is just a whole list of strats that have dedicated video tutorials for each. So for every single stage, there's like an easy strat and a medium strat and a hard strat, for example. Except for like the stages that are always easy, but you get what I mean. So if you ever want to learn this category, look up the small strat table. I'm sure it's linked on the speedrun.com page. It is a fantastic resource. Play Monkey Ball, it's awesome. I'm gonna get out of here so we can continue with our programming for the night. Think Fast, I believe, is coming up next. They have Super Mario Bros. Wonder on. We're going from SMB to SMB. So enjoy that, enjoy Thinking Fast. And I will see you all, I personally will see you all back here on Thursday, but GDQ Hotfix will see you all in just a few minutes. Bye, friends.